What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the next video on learning C++. My name is QD Yazdan and you guys watching my channel Koraiwood. Alright, so we're beginning new playlist with object-oriented C++. Alright, as we shown you guys in the previous video about the struct, so you guys seen that the struct, that's a structure of the database. So that's a struct database. We define a struct name is student info, and we're opening our curly braces and closing curly braces. Here that's a struct variable at the end. You guys can put an anonymous struct. You guys can put a struct without name. You just put a variable name here. So that's the first name, last name, char course grade, and int result score, int computer score, and character street 60, and character state, which is the address of the student. So this two guys, they all here is type specifiers, member name element 1 type specifiers, member name element all the way to n, and struct variable. Why I'm telling you this video is about object oriented programming in C++. So why we're looking at this one? This is the first known class that came in with C. So in the C, which is a procedural programming, it's not an object-oriented programming like a C++. C by itself don't have a class. This is the class in C. So just keep in mind, struct is a class. So that's the first class came in, but there's a lot of problem with this. So the first problem, this also reflects the real world, because student info, employee ID, birthday, day, month, whatever, because have an element, you can access the element, you can do whatever you want, but you cannot instantiate this one, so you cannot make another object. So we're going to go in that one shortly. So if you look in here, accessing the structure members, individual structure members are accessed through the use of period or dot operator. So when you guys put it, so that's a variable name, and when you guys put a dot in between, it means you guys can access the member. The struct variable name followed by dot and member name, all struct members are accessed by the same way. So this video was in a C++ structure and unions. That was the previous playlist. So if you guys want to look at this video, is in this slide, you can go and back and watch C++ structures in our videos in our playlist, so you can watch this one over there. Okay, so in this video, the reason I introduce you struct before the C++ classes, because there is a link between the struct, which was in C, and the C++ classes. The original name was given by Biane Strostrup to his language was C with classes. So when Biane Strostrup, which is the creator of the C++, he came in and he invented the new language. He improved the C with the classes. So he was calling his language C with classes. It means I have this C language, but the only difference is that I have classes with this C. So the only difference which Mr. Biane he introduced was C with classes. So that's what he called his language, C with classes. The name C++ was given by Rick Masiti in 1983, being put up with plus operator. So plus means increment operator. It means C is one step ahead, increment of the C. C++ is incrementation of the C. So that's why they put a plus, and because the C++ had a classes which the C language by itself didn't have. C language by itself had a struct. Why we need a class? A class in C++ is an extension of the idea of struct, which we know is in C. I already said to you guys about the struct at the beginning of this video, so you guys know by now. If you guys not sure about the struct, just go back in our previous videos and C++ structures and the unions. Just go and watch there, so how the struct works and how we access our member variables, and how we declare it and how we access it. So you can go and watch there. A class is user defined type. We design new type that is not built-in type. So A class which we are seeing, this one is user defined. User defined type, we can define this one. So it's not a built-in type like we've seen in the built-in types are set with our other we do like mathematics, we do addition of accessing our objects. We're looking for the size of, which we already know the size of, for loop, while loop, they all built-in type functions. But we a class is a user defined type, so we can define our own type, whatever type we want. We want to do class car, class man, class woman, class house, class whatever class you want, so you can define that one. The limitations of procedural programming have led computer scientists to find better methods of separating implementation details from interface. So as I said to you guys, procedural programming has a limitations, and sometimes it's very frustrating for the programmers because you cannot extend your program beyond whatever the interface is. So you cannot make an object, say for example with C++, you can make objects, you can make object out of classes, you can instantiate, which we're gonna discuss with you guys shortly. Object-based programming enables to create user-defined type that is behaved like a first-class citizens. A class defines a new data type that specifies the form of an object. A class links data with code, so whatever data we have, and it links it with the code. So that's what the definition of the class is. Class normally has member functions as well as member variables. So in a class we have a member functions as well as member variables. So whatever in the class, you look at the class as like a golf club, and it has a member. So it has a member variables and a member function. So you have a big membership, say motorcycle membership, or caravan membership, or any other membership. So if you have a membership pass, you can get through because you are a member, or member variable, whatever you are, you can pass through, otherwise you can't. So class won't let you in unless you are a member. So why they are called members? Yeah, that's a good question, because why, if you guys might think why they are even called members, because they are member of a class. Member functions are also called methods and services. So if, like I said, if you're a golf club member, sometimes you call exclusive members or whatever, you have a lot of privileges. You can go to the golf club functions, or you can go play there, or you can go take your mates or your friends, your family, whatever you want to do. You can go for your birthday parties there, you can do whatever because you're a member. You have a lot of privileges. But if you're not a member, you can't go through, you can't pass the security, you can't go to the reception, say, look, hey, I want to come here and I want to join the party, but I want to join the fun, but I don't want to, I'm not a member. So they're going to tell you, look, you have to be a member first to get through. So that's what the C++ classes mean. You have to be a member. Okay, so we have an example of a class. So we have a class cryo, class type name. So when you guys so when you want to declare your class, you go for the class with the word class first, and then you can name your class, whatever name, cryo, wood, whatever, Yazdani, whatever, Michael, Joe Biden, Donald Trump, whatever you want. Tree, you can name it car, you can name it building, you can sky, whatever you want to name it. So that's what your class type name is. And there you guys come here, it says private with colon, is called access control. So this is called access control. It means you guys, whatever you go, whenever you guys put something here, it means you guys gonna data hiding, it means you guys gonna hide your data. So this is declaration of private members. So when the class have a private members, you guys gonna put it here, and all of this int day, int month, int year, int say long, you guys can put a second, you guys can put a character name, whatever you guys want to put it here. So this is called fields here. So whatever here inside here, you guys put variables, any variables you want to put it. You want to put a string, you want to put an int, you want to put a double, you want to put a float, anything you want to put it here is called fields. So it's access control, data hiding. If you guys remember this one, private is access control. And with the word private, when we do the double colon here, it means you guys gonna declare your private members. It means you're gonna hide the data here. So this, if you want to hide the data inside the class, so for the no one to see, you guys can put it here. It means it's exclusive members, so the outsider can't see this one. Okay, so this is a private, as I said to you guys, and that's amazing because with the struct we don't have such things as a private or public, but with this one we have. With C++ we have a private and we have a public. Same like you guys go on Facebook, you have you can put your post, or you can put your friends, or you can put your anything private, or you can put your friends public. You can put your photos or videos or any other things public. That's the same idea of this object oriented programming in C++. And then we come opposite to the private is public. So the public is declaration of public members. Anything you want to declare out for the outside world to see, you always declare, say, public. So with the private, it means like your private, like your family members, whatever, and all of them is like int, float, string, character, whatever you guys want to put it. It's a fields here. With the public, you guys means you guys don't care. You guys say, all right, anyone wants to come and see this one, you can see this one. I don't care. So it's a public because I'm declaring this one as public. So example of public, boolean is valid. So you can use boolean is valid, but why they have a parenthesis? Because they are functions. They are functions, where inside the class they are member functions or methods. We call it, this one's methods inside the class. So whenever you guys declare your functions inside the class, is called methods. We already gone through that one in the function section. So and we can declare a date, which is the data type, get current, and void would, which we have shown you guys many times. So you guys should be mastered by now. Okay, class members. Class member is the data members, the declaration of their type and field name. So as I said to you guys, that's the data members. And member functions declared by prototype. So this is the member functions, and this is the data members. That's a class member. Two things to remember in a class is a class members and access control. So the class member contains data members and declaration of their type and field name, and member function declared by their prototype. So there is a class members and there is access control. The access control is these two guys here, the private and the public. That's access control. Private member used in the class body, that is the body of all member functions. Public members used everywhere. So this one, the access control, only if you remember, you want to remember in the class, just 2 points to remember: the class members and access control. The class member contains data members and member functions. The access control is the private members and public members. So this is the private members and this is the public members. With the private members, you guys use in a class body, that is the body of its member, all member functions. So anything inside this class can access to this private, otherwise outside the class no one can publicly access this one. This is exclusive, private, very secret inside the class. It means you guys can hide your data. This one has nothing to do with outside, and this is called encapsulation inside the C++. So if you guys hear this as encapsulation, is very scary word. It means that you guys, this guys here is exclusive members inside the C++, which is private, is called encapsulation. So you guys encapsulating the data. So every time we want to simplify the real world object, say we want to put a class car, it's called abstract. So this is the whole idea of this class, because we are simplifying one big complex problem into very small tiny bits of say private and public, whatever we putting in class is called abstraction. We call abstracting the real world object. So the encapsulation, this guy here at the data hiding, access control, data hiding and encapsulation here. So we wanna restrict the access from outside of the class to these guys here inside the because we encapsulating all of them, so we don't want anyone to know what's in there. So we are wanna, this is our secret arsenal, whatever you guys call it. So two things to remember in a class members, which contains data members and member functions, and access control, which contains private members and public members. So this is private, which is exclusive members. It's a public, which you want everyone to know. It's just like a social media post, Twitter and Facebook. Okay, so the last slide here is a real world object oriented programming. So say we have a class car, we have a car, we want to make a program in a car. So if you guys look in here, I put an abstraction because it's class, we want to put our car here, class car here, and we put an instantiation. So there is a class car 1 and car 2. It looks a little bit scary, but it's we're going to explain to you guys now. So in the real world, we have a car. Yeah, we have a car here, which is not a very nice car, but it's a car. It have a 4 wheels, it has a door, it's look like a toy car, but it's a car. So but this car runs, this car brakes, this car takes fuel, this car has got a horsepower, this car make a vroom vroom noise, whatever noise you think. If it's sports, make very scary noise, but this is a car which has a tires and it's got an engine and it runs. So how we gonna declare this one as abstract? So how we gonna simplify this big complex problem? The first one is abstraction. With abstraction, we mean we are going to declare class car, and it has a properties, and the properties is a data members, date built, date manufactured, whatever years, 1900, 1980, 2000, 2001, 2022. Capacity, what's the capacity of this car, engine number, serial number, and all those sort of other information that you see inside the car, plate number. They're all the properties of these data members. So this is the properties, and the other side of the class is the methods, and the methods is the member functions. And what's the member functions? A function of like inside the car. What's the function of this car? It has like a can drive the car. This car brakes. This car starts. This car makes noises. This car's got whatever good things you guys find inside this car. It has a big engine. It can toot. It can you can use a wiper. You can use exhaust. Whatever you guys want to do. You guys want to use a turbo. It has a turbo. So when you have, like, say if it has a turbo, it comes in the properties. Whatever you guys add. So you guys add a nice clutch, it comes in the properties. You guys add any other thing inside your car, it comes in the properties, because you guys adding the property. But any functionality you guys using put this car, it's called methods. So say you guys can put extra thing here. You guys put a rec, and the rec has a function. It comes in the methods. You can you guys put a caravan, and it's the whole caravan is by itself is a class, and it has a function, and it comes here. So it has a method inside this class. But if you want to put a class, you guys can put a class within a class. So say if you have a caravan, and a caravan by itself is a class, and hooked up behind this one, you guys can put in the class car. So you guys can put the class within a class. You guys can do that. Alright, so this is another scary word here, instantiation. So this is a very, very scary word for some people. What the hell is this? What is this abstraction? And as I explained to you guys, that we humans like to visualize things. We like to break down a complex problem into tiny bits and pieces. So we want to see the bits and pieces, visualize the bits and pieces first, and then we want to go and solve the problem. It's called abstraction. This process of breaking down a complex problem into tiny bits of pieces is called abstraction. That's what with the class we can do. We can do this. We can break the class car into many tiny bits and pieces, and we call properties, which is the data members, and we say methods, which is the member functions. So look at this class. This class have whatever you guys see. The first thing you guys see is the paint. The other see, you see tires with the tires, and look at the nice tires. There's the windows here. There is a whatever you see here in this car is dead build capacity. Whatever you see is properties, and whatever this car can do, this car can say drive, this car can brake, this car starts, this car stops, this car whatever, this car can reverse, this car goes here. The whatever inside the function, inside the engine of this car is all methods. So it's kind of exhaust, it has a lot of things which all have a function. Even the steering wheel have a function, and the handbrake is a function because it stops the car. It's all comes in the inside the methods. And with this class you guys can instantiate this class. It means you guys can create a lot of objects that has the same properties, that has the same class. You guys can do this instantiation. So if the class 1 comes in, if you instantiate, say you make another car, same car, but this date built in 2005, the only difference, engine's 3 horsepower. Say if this 1 horsepower, this 3 horsepower, and it has a lot of other methods. You guys can do class 1. You guys then can do class 2, which date built 2020, engine is 50 horsepower, methods whatever. Say Henry Ford, which created the first class. Yeah, so that was the first class, and after that Henry Ford, you see the thousands and thousands and thousands of cars coming in the form of Toyota, GM, Holden, General Motors. You see Maserati, you see Ferrari. Any other car comes in, looks like this car inside a class, it means they are the instantiation. This car is the instantiation of the first car. So any cars coming from this car, from the class of this car, is called instantiation. We as a human beings are instantiated as well. We are objects. Say we are coming from the whoever came in first here. We are creating we are creating objects of ourselves. So if a factory makes a car, then makes not one car but a lot of cars, and all of the cars have a properties, and all of the car have a member function, whatever functions. And because you have a joint factory, you just can't make one car, because if you want to make one car in 1 month or 1 day, you're going to go broke. I guarantee you're going to go broke. So for your factory to have a very successful business and makes profit, you guys need a lot of cars. And this process called instantiation, because you guys making a lot of cars. But the only problem is this car is the first car you built maybe year 1983 or year 1990, 2000, 2010. If your first car is say 2022 January, the second batch of cars is not going to be 20 whatever the first car is. The second one is going to be different. It means that the date built is going to be different, so the engine is going to be different, everything else. So the first car, if it's yellow, the second car, the rest of the car is not going to be yellow. It's going to be green or purple or any other color, red or black or gray, whatever color it's going to be. And there's another car is going to be different totally the next day, the next month. You guys want to put another kind of car, but with the powerful for the sports people. You want to put us like 50 horsepower, or you want to put a 300 horsepower. Say you want to put a very powerful. And for the young people, you want to say put like a Skyline, or you want to put a turbo, whatever you guys want to put it. So with the 18-inch alloy wheels, so that they all are is what you are doing is that you are instantiating, because you are creating objects from the class car, from the first class, whatever the class you guys created. You guys instantiating, because these objects, now you're creating objects, or your objects, car 1, car 2, car 3, car 5, car 10, whatever car is here, you guys creating objects. So this process called instantiation. We are creating objects from classes. All right, I hope you got the idea of abstraction, encapsulation, and instantiation in one video. So I hope you guys like the idea of this object-oriented programming in C++. So in this playlist we start our classes, C++ classes. We're gonna go on slowly on abstractions, again on abstraction, then we're gonna go in encapsulation, then we're gonna go in instantiation. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you guys got any question or comment, leave in the comment box. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video, and bye.
You